Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is William D. And this man is Shatheed.
Shatheed. That's
Shatheed.
me.
That is you. That's a bit bad.
Uh,
I'll read everyone who is in the chat. Good morning. It's 10 a.m. ish on the 30th of June. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. No, for those of you who don't know, my name is Graham Day. This is Baby We Together. Ice Cream Uploads. And in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of video games. We bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking video game stories. And we will give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories. And we want you to get involved in the chat if you are here right now. Please give us your thoughts and impressions in return. And it's important that you do, not just so that we have someone to talk to, but because we turn this live stream, we are live at twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. So we turn this into a video that goes out on YouTube a little bit later on in the day, and then an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So if you are in the chat right now, you are the voice of the people that are listening and watching on demand. Make sure you get involved and well, you can say exactly that. The emote that Magic Man, we've got Fabinho, Kangaroo Dog, and Asim Tanvir have all shared, and it sounds a little bit like this.
Hello.
Blurp, blurp.
Hello.
There we go. Madge says, morning. Watched yesterday's on YouTube. Very different experience. Definitely better live. Absolutely, 100%. It's good to be here in the chat and talk with us. Obviously, if you can't be, then it's fine. It's good. You guys, you all watch there on demand. It's okay. It's fine. You get to pause it and everything. You get to wait until I'm like mid-gurn, mid-sentence, and then hit the pause button. You can't really do that as well. Me on Twitch, although you can technically. Good morning, Enix. Although I do have a bone to pick with Enix. Enix messaged about 15 minutes ago saying no scoop today. I mean, has he not been here before? Does he not know that we go live at 10 a.m. ish? God damn it. God damn it. But we are live. What did you get up to yesterday, babe? Post scoopage and post mottlage.
I actually went shopping again yesterday because some of you may know, if you don't follow me on social media, which you absolutely should do, because I post hilarious memes of absolutely stuff that people don't care about. But I have got a new house, yay! And I'm moving next month. So me and Samantha have been looking at getting stuff for the house. So I went to Dunelm Mill or Dunelm. Dunelm? Is that what it's called?
No,
Either way, it should be called the absolutely shittest shop in the world.
it's Dune
Um,
LM. That's how it's pronounced. Dune LM.
it's fucking shite, mate. Like, how is that shop still going? It's overpriced shite. Like, we went to the range a couple of days ago and we spent nearly 300 sheets in there and it was fine. Like, everything we got was quality.
If you spend 300 quid in the range, you come out as like a senior shareholder in the business.
But we're moving into a house with nothing in it, so it's literally starting from the bottom now here. So yeah, it's kind of we're just starting from the beginning. So we went to Dunelm yesterday to have a look around and see if there's anything that we may have missed or something that we may need to get in there. Shite. We just walked out with absolutely nothing.
Last time we
So
went
yeah,
into Dunelm, it was like, I can't think we were after a clock or something for the kitchen, and it was just like doilies, like on cushions. It was like doily cushions. It's not 1972. God.
they went to B&M to try and have a look at some more wallpaper that we're potentially maybe getting. Who knows? So yeah, there was no golf yesterday. Alpi, you cheeky bastard, it's been pissing it down. It's pissing it down today, but I think I may try and get out. I've got 260,000 steps on the clock, and I wanted to try and beat 300,000. Don't think that's going to happen. The weather's held me back a little bit, and I am a fair weather golfer. If it's pissing it down outside, I'm not good enough to compete or even try and play in that. So I've not been bothering. But
Did you say
today might be the day.
you want to get? I missed 300,000 bit. You want to get what? 300,000?
You what?
Did you say something about 300,000 just then?
Yeah, I've only had I wanted to try and get 300,000 steps.
Ah, okay. I thought it was like talking hours of golf. I was like, fucking hell.
No, no.
Bloody hell. I
No.
mean, is that even, I mean, I don't even know how that works out into lifetimes. 12 years later.
No, I tried to get 300,000 steps. I'm about probably as close as I'm going to be if I don't go out today. So yeah, I'm happy with what I've done so far this month.
Danielle's an absolute machine. She had like a quieter week last week, and she had 105,000 last week.
Jesus.
I had like 45k or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, it's not bad. It's all right, yeah. 105,000. She did like 150 the week before. Absolute
Oh my
machine.
god.
Honestly, woman, chill out. You're trying to get me in shape and that. Good. I am a shape. Circle is a shape. Leave me there. No actual sheets. He's run out of bedding now. 300
Yeah.
sheets. Imagine baby going in and dropping 300 sheets. uh,
What did you
obviously,
do?
I obviously we did dispute their Masters of the League. Went off, came back, did PUBG. Did do PUBG. I think I did. Yes, PUBG. We did some PUBG, and then finished Ozark, or was that the night before? That might have been the night before. Did a workout in the evening. Nice 501 calories burned. Nice 501 tears shed as well. But also echo possibly from you lads. Interesting. I mean, we are both using RTX now, so there's definitely a weird like sort of computer-ish. I don't know what's the word. Like a fake, almost metallic sort of effect, like almost tinniness to the voice because it's killing out the background noise. But other than that, there shouldn't be anything echo. Has anyone else got any echo? Or does it sound good for everyone? So speaking of echoing, at least, I'm gonna put my fan on because it's starting to get warm. But yeah, let us know if the audio is a bit dodged so we can fix that before we move on. Don't everyone to be kind of like, hello, hello. But anyway, seeing as nothing else has dropped in the chat, we will move on. So a few stories to run through today, including the two that we didn't even get onto yesterday. Yesterday was quite a big day. I was talking about the Doctor Disrespect situation with Twitch and so on. All of the assumptions of what we believe may or may not have been happening or whatever. If you want to see that, you can go back and watch that on demand, either here on Twitch or here on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. So feel free to. It seems to be a strange thing from Bibi. No, that's just the way Bibi speaks.
It's just my voice. Do you want me to exit the call and come back in it again?
It sounds fine to me. Where was your Twitter pic from, Graham? My profile picture? That's from Hanfield when we were doing the commentary for season 1. Was it last season? Season before? I can't remember. Pez League. But that's in the new standout field.
It wasn't last year.
It must have been the season before then. But yeah, Anfield. Boo, boo, boo. That's where it's from. I did have one from Barcelona, which everyone thinks, ooh, Camp, ooh, sounds even better. But it's just, the Anfield picture was me getting my smolder on because I had like full on sun in my face. Whereas that's the thing, you think you put Liverpool next to Barcelona, and you say one of them is going to be sunny and one of them is going to be freezing as fuck. You'd instantly think it's, well, Liverpool's going to be freezing. Anfield's going to be sunny. No, Barcelona's going to be sunny, but no, it was the other way around. We went to Barcelona in February and it was. So yeah, that's what that is. But anyway, jumping into the news, the first story of the day you will have seen on our Twitter already is that Call of Duty Warzone is getting a limited time 200-player battle royale playlist today. Although this was actually posted yesterday by Tom Ivan from VGC. Plus Juggernaut Royale mode, new multiplayer map, and more. Call of Duty Warzone will add a limited time 200-player battle royale playlist later today. The playlist will be available in quads, enabling 50 teams of 4 to battle. It will be released via an update at 11 p.m. PDT on June 29th, or 7 a.m. BST today, June the 30th. So it's out now for everyone in the UK as well. The update will weigh in at 22 to 36 gig for owners of the full version of Modern Warfare and 22 to 30 gig for the free-to-play Warzone players. Anyway, console owners must install a secondary download of approximately 3.5 gig, then reboot the game to access multiplayer if desired, Activision says. Once the Season 4 Reloaded update is fully completed, it should minimally increase the overall digital footprint of the full version of Modern Warfare. Basically, you need a shitload of space to get it on, and then it will squash itself down. Great, that's wonderful. That's going to help me when I've deleted everything already to get it on there. Cheers. Today's update will introduce Warzone Supply Run Contracts 2. Upon activation, you and your squad, if applicable, will be directed to a nearby buy station. Reach it within the time limit to get a discount on buy station purchases. The update will also add a Juggernaut Royale mode, a new multiplayer map called Check Your Park, which isn't far from us, apparently, from the sounds of things, which is described as a picturesque garden and a conservatory in London, England. Oh, I love the way that it's London, Cheshire. Yeah, Cheshire's nowhere near London, mate, but thanks, nice one. Which is described as a picturesque garden and conservatory in London, England, plus a new multiplayer mode, Team Defender. A new semi-automatic rifle, the Rytec AMR, will also be released for Warzone multiplayer and co-op, while Warzone will get a fresh piece of gear called a spotter scope. Think of this as a high-powered scope without the glint. This reusable scope allows you to scan the environment around you and mark enemies without being detected. Co-developer Infinity One committed to expanding the game's player count from 150 to 200 during an interview in March when co-studio head Patrick Kelly said it was playtesting 4 and 5-player squads. Currently, the latter is not available in Warzone. I can tell you we are already playing with 200 players, Kelly told USA Today. We are going to release that a little bit later. He added, I can tell you we have 4 and 5-player squads we are already playing with, but we want to launch with something we know works really well, and we have tested to the nines and then play around with these different team sizes. 200-player playlists for Warzone's Battle Royale and Plunder modes were reportedly mentioned in a promotional message which showed up for free-to-play users in mid-June, suggesting a launch might not be far off. Modern Warfare and Warzone Season 4 arrived earlier this month with a large amount of content, including a new season pass, in-match events for Battle Royale game, and a 50 versus 50 team. Modern Warfare and Warzone Season 5 could include classic Call of Duty map. High Rise, interesting. So quite a bit in that update, and you'd expect that for like 700 gig or whatever it said it was to download. Bib, give us your thoughts.
I like the sound of that 50v50. I mean, I haven't booted up Warzone in quite a while purely because I couldn't keep up with how many times I'd have to keep on re-downloading the actual game. I've only got it installed on my Xbox at the moment because it would take up pretty much all of my PlayStation. I only have the standard PlayStation, the original launch one. And it's bad enough trying to install like a 7 or 8 gigabyte game, never mind one that's like 200 gig or whatever it is now for this. I hope when the new consoles come out, that they can get rid of all this digital footprint shite. Like, you'd have to download 80 gigabyte when you've got 400 gigabyte left on your console and it says there's not enough room. It doesn't make any sense. Like having to re-download the entire game for the digital footprint to add like 3 or 4 gig on top of it. It's stupid. But yeah, the 50v50, I haven't played any of Season 4. So if anyone in the chat that has experience playing in Season 4, is the 50v50 like you die, you're out, and then you have to wait for the rest of your team to win? Or is it like team deathmatch where it's 50v50? Because I think the first part, the first one, if you're playing 50v50 and you die, you have to your team will go down to 49 and then all the way down to 0 until the other team wins. I think that'll be such a cool game mode because you'd have to play it tactically rather than, running through little small corridors and stuff like that. You'd have to literally go out in little mini squads of 5 or 6 to try and flank one side while the others go the other. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a bit more tactical because if you like CS:GO and Valorant and stuff like that, if you're playing 5v5, if you die, you're out of the game. So you have to think a bit more tactically about how you approach the situations rather than just all guns blazing. Because if you die in team deathmatch, you get another chance to go back out there.
Asim says 50 versus 50 is basically TDM. John says the same, as does KC. Good morning, all. Sniper Fest, that one is. I stick to BRG or Trio and Quads. Yeah, it is amazing to see this club. It's good to see. I mean, I did not like Blackout overall. I like Blackout as a gameplay experience, but I didn't like it because it didn't feel like Battle Royale to me. And when I say that, I mean that from a perspective. I'm just going to put my headset in its time. I say that from a perspective of Battle Royale is something that came from the community. Multiplayer started from developers. They had it and pushed it out, and everyone kind of jumped on it. So that was kind of like a business-led mode. Not that it is, but I'm just kind of saying that for comparison. But Battle Royale was definitely a community-led movement. Obviously, it started in the realms of Armors and Minecraft mods and so on before it came to this. So seeing Blackout last year just felt like, cash in on community stuff. Well, land grab, we'll take hold of this now and not do anything with it, just make sure loads of money. So I kind of expected a little bit more of that with Warzone, but the difference is night and day. We're on season 4 now. The amount of content that they've thrown in is stupendous.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different modes. Like you've got obviously what was it called, Classic Battle Royale or something like that. They had previously where you didn't get any respawns, and then they had the ones where you got respawned if you had enough cash. So if you had over 4K or whatever it was, you instantly got respawned. If you didn't, you were out,
Mm.
kind of thing. So they've mixed it up and they've give different ways of working with their play style. Plus now they're tinkering with we've done solos, we've done duos, we've done trios,
Yeah.
we've done quads. Now we're looking at potentially doing fives, but not yet. Before that, now we're making it even more hectic because Warzone is hectic, like stupendously. Again, using that word, stupendous. You could tell I've been watching Vines and memes this morning. I've got Chris Eubanks in my head. To use a word, I would say stupendous. So yeah, you could tell I've got that in. Anyway, forget Chris Eubanks. To drop in an extra 50 players, which is already 50 players over most other battle royale experiences anyway,
Hmm.
to push it up to 200, it's gonna be intense. Like I say, you drop in, there's a big huge gunfight and you're dead, and then usually battle royales have the slow mid game where 30 to 40% of the map is wiped out in the first 5 minutes. Then it's only when everyone's finally squashed in that it starts to pick up again, and late games usually frantic. Not with Warzone. It's usually kind of drop in, oh yeah, survived. Hey, oh gulag. And then drop in. And then it's like in the back hand circle. Oh shit, I'm dead. And someone's bought me in and I'm back in again. And it's like okay, that, but with an extra 33% of the players in the game. It's just I like that mindset because 200 players in a map, with all of the respawns and stuff, on paper for me as someone that, as you can tell from my hat, plays a lot of PUBG, just sounds a bit overkill, and it is for someone that wants to play PUBG. But if you want a really fast, frantic, and fun experience, then Warzone was already there. Adding an extra 33.3% of the lobby into it in every single game, I mean, that will make it even more frantic. And that's what you kind of want when you drop in and play Warzone. You want that
Yeah.
over the top, in your face. It's not as strategic as other games. I mean, when I say strategic, you've got Fortnite is hugely strategic in terms of you're either a runner gunner or a builder. You kind of need to be a builder for the full advantages, but you can play different strategies. And then when you're building these different strategies, PUBG is hugely strategic. Warzone was kind of there is elements of strategy, but it's also just absolutely spam out the bullets. As long as you pump out enough hot lead really fast, then yeah, I'm going to win the fight. Even if you're getting flanked by some world class players, just throw a C4 and just shoot the shit out of everyone, and then you're good, but that's what you kind of want from it. You don't want it to be this over the top invested thing. Call of Duty is an annual franchise. Yeah, I know Warzone's going to stay for longer, but the fact that it's here for 12 months and then it's going to be replaced for 12 months, you want it to be short lived. You want the fights to be fast and frantic so that you can take the best of it out of Warzone and Modern Warfare and then move on. So I think they're absolutely nailing it with their content so far.
Mm. It
Uh,
seems like the seasons are really short. I don't know if that's just me though. It feels like for their 2 seasons, it's like Fortnite's one, but that may be because of the lifespan of the game. Like you say, it only lasts like 10 months, 10 to 12 months before they change the entire game to suit um, whatever the new Call of Duty game that is that's coming out. Whether or not it's going to be like Black Ops or World War or whatever it'll be. Yeah, it feels like the seasons are pretty quick. What's it, season 5 that they're going into?
Yeah, well, season 5 is upcoming and could include High Rise, but they're in season 4 at the moment. Bear in mind, this game came out November, like it usually does. So November, December, January, February, March. So 8 7 8 months ish. It's been out, and so it's
Mm.
one season for every 2 months, effectively. Which it's not too bad, but it probably is. It probably does feel. Excuse me. It probably does feel longer because um, things like Fortnite have had their seasons extended like 7 months or
Yeah,
whatever.
I was
Chapter
about to say. Yeah,
chapter 2 or 3 lasted 1,200 years.
yeah. Well, the chapter two, sorry, yeah, Fortnite chapter 2 happened while I was in Newcastle last year. So yeah, what we on? Are we on Fortnite season 2 now? Or are we on season 3?
Chapter 2, season 3.
Yeah, so we've only just hit season 3, and we're what 8 months on from season 2. Actually, sorry, chapter 2 kicking off. So they've had one every near enough 3 months.
Yeah,
It feels like the Call of Duty ones are coming thick and fast.
it probably would be more aligned if Fortnite wasn't pushed back twice. Would probably be closer to it. But yeah, they definitely are pumping out faster. But you do level up faster as well in Warzone. I played a bit of season 3, and I got to level 50 or 60 or something like that. So I got halfway through the pass without even committing to playing it. Massively. Like, I've just finished PUBG in level like 101, 102 or whatever in the season. But that, yeah. So I've absolutely smashed PUBG, but I had to grind that every day doing my dailies to keep ticking it off. Whereas on Warzone, I didn't even really do my dailies. Just as long as you get kills and you get good placements and some wins or whatever, you go with the levels anyway. So it does kind of make sense, and that kind of ties in with the whole mindset. Probably an unfair word is disposable. So everything you're doing in Warzone doesn't feel like final. If you die, you're not quite dead. You can come back. You've got the gulag, and if you die there, you're not quite dead because you can get brought in. And if you all die, then you just jump straight back in a game again because it's just so fast and frantic. Everything just feels like you're not. It's just that's just another one. Let's go again. That's just another one. Let's go again. Which is good from a casual standpoint. But that's like I say, from the difference with that is the PUBG standpoint. Everything feels like costly, and there's huge benefits for both sides of it. A lot of people don't like the PUBG element because it's too. I've just fucking spent hours and I'm dead without doing anything. In Warzone, you spend hours and you get dead. You just get brought back in, and then you go and get revenge and get your stuff back. Jobs are good, and so there is benefits for both of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Asim says, Blackout felt odd. It sounds harsh, but it felt like a cheap add-on. Warzone is ace, properly fleshed out and more polished. Never thought I'd be into a BR game, but here I'm playing daily for hours with people. 100%. I've seen you dropping the F-bombs when you get your wins. Fuck you, yeah. But it is really good, genuinely. It's a game that I treat it kind of like Fortnite. I do prefer the slog and the grind of PUBG, obviously. You're all aware of that. But I do like Fortnite and Call of Duty. Both are there installed, not updated, because this one clearly has just got a new 7 bajillion gig update. But both are sat there and ready to be jumped on. So if my mates just suddenly go, do you fancy a game of Warzone? Yeah, all right, let's jump on. Give me 12 hours to update it, and then, yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good to go. So yeah, I do really like both of them. It is really good. And like I said, compared to Blackout was, I think you said sounds harsh. It felt like a cheap add-on. I don't think it sounds harsh at all. It was a cheap add-on. It was a cheap add-on that died on PC instantly and then had no real competitive element to it, but then also had no content to it. They just went, oh, here it is, throw it out, boom. They did better than Battlefield with Firestorm, where they threw that out late and had no content with it. They at least threw it out on time, but had no content with it. Whereas this time they threw it out on time and they've absolutely smashed it. So, GG. Mad says, is there any way to practice Warzone without actually just playing it? I don't think so. There is like a training lobby before you get in, where it kind of makes you practice shooting and rezzing and using things. But other than that, that doesn't train you on the knowledge of using like circles and how to rotate into the game and stuff. So you kind of need to play it to get the full aspect.
Practice makes perfect and all that.
100%. Asim says the best recent new additions have been the random thing that happens. Jailbreak, people eliminated come back in. Oh, really? Fire sale, hugely reduced items at shops, and the supply choppers shoot down for amazing rewards. Love it. See, that stuff, that's what I like. My biggest issue with Fortnite is the ever evolving maps, which a lot of people like. I mean, that's for me, it's Marmite. I see people absolutely adoring it. Like the map has more water on it and stuff now for this current season. I've not played it once yet, but I don't like the idea of that. I didn't like the idea of Dusty Depot being absolutely destroyed and turning into Dusty Divot and then getting these floaty moon rocks that you crunch and stuff in season 1 or chapter 1 even. Didn't like that because I like the idea of the map staying the same, and I get the narrative. Whereas Warzone mostly is staying the same. Yes, they've opened up some bunkers and so on, but they add extra content to the map, so your experience survives. And the fact that they're adding things like high rise map to Call of Duty shows you that people have fondness for the areas that they're playing in. People want to play in Crash and High Rise and Shipment and whatever games from all Call of Duty games because you build attachment to the environments that you're in. By destroying those environments, you're changing their attachment, and then you could weaken their attachment. I think that's the thing; it weakened it for me. So I love the fact that throwing in Jailbreak, Fire Supply, and the Fire Sale and Supply Choppers, that allows you to get different experiences within an environment that you're already fond of and aware of, even. The seasons are really short, says Enix. Casey, yeah, I feel like I've only just downloaded season 3. Well, yeah, there is that. There is that. Iceman, good morning. Says, I thought I'd finally give Star Wars Battlefront 5, sorry, 2. Went on the campaign and it felt decent until Luke fell through the world. Madge says, I had to delete Warzone because it's just too damn big. Yeah, that's the downside to it. That is the downside to it. There's a bot mode in there. Oh, is there? Okay, there you go. There you go. Go shoot some bots in the face. Practice Warzone without playing. It might as well play Fortnite without building. It's essentially the same, just with a different respawn. I did reinstall GT again, by the way. Yeah, patching as I type. I think with Fortnite they have to change the map because it's relatively small and they have to keep people interested. I think it's the audience as well. Because it's small, the audience have bought into that completely changing narrative where the seasons are scripted to build throughout over time, and those seasons have an impact on scorching the landscape or building it or whatever. And I think that's the direction that they've gone with it, and it clearly works because that all builds into a crescendo for the season finale, and then 2.3 million people watch it. So, I mean, I don't like it, but 2.3 million people did. So, I mean, who's right there? Me or 2.3 million people? Clearly, it's me. Obviously. Anyway, meant a way to play without getting shot instantly online. It's all right. Just jump in with us, Madge. We'll be your meat shields. That's fine. Sure, we've got some copies of GT knocking around the office. We have somewhere, at least one. Because I didn't take mine, or did I? Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I can't remember. Amazing says Yeehaw to Madge. I'm going to create a GT Sport community page on PS4. We can select horses and car types, etc. I'll speak to Shogun first to see what he thinks. One of my mates has a Cartoon Network. Because is it Gran Turismo where you can fully design your car skins, or is that something else? It might be something else. If it is that, he's fully designed a Cartoon Network skin for the car, so it's got like Johnny Bravo and two stupid dogs and stuff like that. So if you want that, get involved. Fish says, I downloaded GT yesterday. I haven't been off it since. Forgot how much I love GT. So yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Pez Luke says, the Travis Scott event was awesome on Fortnite. I really enjoyed that, but I rarely play it much now. Meaty ice cream. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, I can take it at face value and think, do you know what, it's an achievement, but I'm just not a racing game, guys. I've said many, many times. Two stupid dogs. It's all about the Johnny Bravo for me, or Dexter's Lab. In Dexter's Laboratory, relives the smartest boy you've ever seen. Do you know, I'm going to go through the whole song now, sit comfortably. Duty blows his next. No, I'm going to do it. I'll stop there.
DMTA. How accurately you actually sang that, mate. We're getting flagged.
And Dexter's Lab. Okay, I'll stop now. Next story. This fucking tune as well. By the way, Johnny Bravo is the one, though. As Bib can tell. Want to see me comb my hair really fast?
Want to see me comb my hair really fast?
Want to see me comb my hair really fast? Next bit of news for the day. Cow and chicken. Yeah. Next bit of news. This story, once again, written yesterday by Tom Ivan for VGC, who's busy day, as you'll tell as we continue through the news today. An open world Harry Potter RPG is reportedly on track for release in 2021. Do you know what? I'm genuinely excited about this. We've not had a decent game where you can just whip out your wand for a long, long time, and I feel like this is overdue. There you go. Asim says, I heard this game will be
magic. Fucking hell!
He's a wizard with those puns. Anyway, Interactive Entertainment is reportedly set to release a long-rumored AAA Harry Potter RPG in 2021. It's being made by Avalanche Software, which worked on games including Disney Infinity, Toy Story 3, and Cars 3 before being closed when former owner Disney stepped away from game development in 2016. Next year's Harry Potter game, which is in development for the PS5, Xbox Series X, and other platforms will be Avalanche's first release since it was acquired and reopened by Warner in 2017, Bloomberg reports. People said to be working on the project describe it as an open world title in which players can explore a large recreation of Hogwarts and surrounding locations. See, that is enough for me. Just let me stroll around Hogwarts. Yes, please. Prior to the show's cancellation, Warner was reportedly lining up a trio of high-profile reveals for what would have been its first ever E3 conference this month. Gutted. These are said to have included the upcoming Harry Potter game, a new Batman title, and the next project. And the next project from Batman Arkham developer Rocksteady Studios, which may be a Suicide Squad game. Warner will hold a DC-focused digital event called DC Fandom in August, where it plans to make new announcements from its games, film, and TV and comics divisions. Bloomberg claims Warner intends to reveal the Batman game at DC Fandom and the Harry Potter title at a later date. Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, which also owns Rocksteady and Mortal Kombat developer NetherRealm, is reportedly up for sale. According to CNBC, Take-Two, Electronic Arts, and Activision Blizzard all expressed interest in buying the gaming division from Warner's parent company AT&T in a deal that could fetch around $4 billion. If a sale were to go through, many of the Warner Brothers IP tied to in-development games, such as Harry Potter and Batman, would not be part of the acquisition, but could be licensed, the publication's sources said. Movie? Thoughts?
First thought is Daniel Radcliffe he's set for life, really, isn't it? Because I know in the book it was written before Daniel Radcliffe taking the lead role, but every single game since it's looked like Daniel Radcliffe. And even from the back on the top of this picture, it looks like Daniel Radcliffe. So he's just going to have his image rights for the rest of his life. Even when he's 80-year-old and they're still bringing out Harry Potter stuff, his image rights are still going to be worth an absolute fortune.
I wonder, is this image, is that like an old school Harry Potter sort of thing?
Did we not see a trailer for this? Like, not a trailer, but just like someone leaked something like 8 months ago, didn't they, from an upcoming
It
playable build?
might have even been longer than that. I think it was like late summer last year, so it's probably almost like a year ago. But yeah, there
Yeah,
definitely was. It was like recorded off screen from some sort of behind the scenes presentation. But I think the idea is that you're not playing it as Harry Potter. It's like a Wizarding World sort of thing.
yeah.
But you're playing it as your own created character rather than Harry Potter. But like you say, even still, I mean, he's got a feature in there somewhere. You can't have a Harry Potter game without any reference to Harry Potter, and therefore Daniel Radcliffe within the game.
Did it say what it was going to be called? Oh, they're
Uh,
just going with Harry Potter RPG. I think if it's an open world RPG with like what was the Harry Potter film that wasn't a Harry Potter film? What was it called?
Um, not series Potter events.
Wizards and something or other.
I'm not
They
looking
made
at
two
it.
of them, didn't they?
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That's what there's the
That's it.
first one, and then The Crimes of Grindelwald was the second one.
Yeah,
There you
that was
go.
based in the Harry Potter world, wasn't it? Well, it was based it. Yeah, it was.
It's based on a book within the Harry Potter world.
Yeah.
It's one of the it's referenced in the stories. It's like set in the 30s ish, 40s ish.
Mm.
But Newt Scamander was an author of a book called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So they've turned the journeys behind that book into a film. That's what it was. There you go. I'm not a Harry Potter nerd or anything. I don't really know. Just that's what I've been told.
The thing is, I'm not a Harry Potter nerd by any stretch of the imagination. I've read probably 3 of the books, watched maybe 3 of the films. Like, I'm not a Harry Potter fan at all. However, I've said it before when we've talked about this. This game does excite me still. I want to be able to find my own path, not as Harry Potter as me. I want Bibby to be an absolute wizard in the game. So I will be
Bibby
looking to
Potted.
try and pick this up. I will be looking to pick this up. I think I don't know much about the entire Harry Potter world and the lore that goes around it. I don't know like you will more than I will, so it'll definitely resonate with you more. But I'm still looking forward to getting involved with this one.
Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely. I mean, the thing for me is, I remember getting Minecraft, complete tangent. I remember getting Minecraft for the PlayStation, and then being absolutely jealous of what you can do with Minecraft on the PC. You can download all sorts of like custom uh, content, or you can join custom servers where you can play the content that other people have put together, and people have made like life size I'm saying that as if it was actually real, but life-size to scale replicas of Hogwarts, including like everything like the dining, the Great Hall, the dorms, like the Gryffindor dorms and so on. And seeing that done in Minecraft, thinking, I want to stroll down, I want to approach it in the little boats like they do in the series, walk up those mega staircases, go through the front doors. I want to stroll around the whole thing. This is huge. So being able to do that in
Mm,
Minecraft is quite amazing. It's such a magical kind of thing. I mean, if you've been to Universal Studios in Florida as well, it gets even better because you can kind of do most of that there in person with the Harry Potter world of that.
yeah,
Excuse me. But then being able to do that not in Minecraft blocky textures, being able to do that in full like skinned out Warner Brothers element production stuff in game, being able to do that kind of excites me more than even playing anything else. I mean, I know it's an RPG, but the open world, knowing that I can just go for a mooch down to the Great Hall and just chill out on one of the benches and stuff. I think you'd see a lot of people just doing stuff like that. I mean, we've seen I mean, everything that you could ever imagine in GTA, obviously, which is open world. But then you've got games that aren't even open world that just allow a little bit of open world. I say it's not open world. I mean, I don't know if it is. I don't really know what it is. But Animal Crossing, people are doing everything within that. So you can imagine that there's going to be a lot of stuff if you get access to the full Wizarding world. Not necessarily Harry Potter and that storyline, but the full Wizarding world. There's going to be a lot of spin-off content from that. Be it just Hufflepuff meetups on the Great Hall steps or something like that. You've
yeah.
got there'll be a lot of content like that. I can 100% see that.
Is it? Let me. I just closed the article down. But is it an MMO RPG or is it just an RPG?
Just as RPG, doesn't say
Yeah.
anything about the mole.
Yeah, see, I think that'd be cool. I don't even know if there is an MMO RPG for Harry Potter. MMO RPG Harry Potter, because that would be pretty cool if you could go around with your friends. And I'm sure there's one on like Gary's mod or something like that because there's fucking everything on Gary's mod. Um, no, I can't see one. Hogwarts MMO. That was like 3 years ago. So I think that if there was to create something like that, that would be amazing. But yeah, as an RPG, going around and knocking about with your mates and doing whatever you need to do in the Harry Potter world. Again, I am not invested in the world, but I do like a good RPG, and I think they would make a good one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Pez Luke says old Harry Potter games weren't amazing, but good fun to play. The old Flipendo spell. Remember that one? Fish is reading Asim's pun in Ray Hudson's voice. Well, there you go. What? I can't remember what Ray Hudson sounds like.
It was a Geordie lad, way.
I can't remember. Do you know?
Apologise.
I,
Yawning all over the
I'd
place.
usually Google it and listen to it on stream, but DMCA. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I'm more annoyed that it's just a free game, not bothered about £2. I just wanted a new game to play. Actually, I wonder how everyone who bought NBA 2K20 cheap a few weeks back will feel about the game apparently being free on PS Plus for July. Yeah, I think
That's the risk that you take in it. I mean,
I think that's just one of those things. Imagine if it didn't go on PS Plus, then they'd still feel pretty happy with themselves. It's like $3.99, get in the bag. So yeah, it's. I imagine they've probably got the £4 worth out of it already. So it just being free would be just like, oh well, more people to play with potentially. Mad says $3.99. I can live with different story when I'm paying £60. 100%. Asim says I like the movies, played some of the games, so I'm in. So I mean, if this nails the open world, Hogwarts and general feel of the universe. Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing for me. I am. I don't want like the cuteness of the Harry Potter stories. I like the idea of the universe more than anything. Um, so being able to kind of do my own story and being able to tear shit up, like the early films were quite childish by design, and then you could tell they get darker and darker and darker as they go through. By the time you get to at the end of it, it's a pretty dark gritty story, and that's kind of what I want in the video game. I want that. I know it's going to be Warner Brothers anyway, but I want it to kind of be stepping into the Mordor sort of like aesthetic design rather than colourful. Oh look, I've got chocolate frogs. I want it to be like shit, fucking death spells everywhere, kind of that sort of stuff. Yes, give me that, please. He's open. It's better than that mobile game that forces you to watch your 11-year-old character sense to being strangled by devils staring unless you pay for more in a jet. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
hmm.
Yeah, I kept getting emailed by that game up until literally last week, and I hit the unsubscribe button rather than just lazily deleting them. So they don't email me anymore. I think he maybe wants a VR walk around the place type experience. He does.
He,
Uh,
he wouldn't.
this could be the thing that was leaked a bit ago. Then this is the thing that was leaked a bit ago. I'll put this on screen. I'll mute it because Harry Potter music, DMCA. But this is the leaked video from like over a year ago. As you can see, recorded off screen rather than an actual content of a presentation. It's someone's presentation. You can see the mouse cursor there, stills and so on. And this is only like early content that's like best part of a year old, but it still looks good from what. Give us some moving bits. There you go. Still looks quite good in terms of what you can do with it. Give me that, please. I'll take that. That looks like Spider-Man. What's his name?
Yeah, what's that Spider-Man?
What's his name? Tom. I don't know. It might not be Tom.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah, that's Tom Holland. Tom Holland is Harry Potter confirmed. Let's move ahead. So, Call of Duty Warzone, getting 200 player battle royale. Harry Potter game is still on track for a release 2021 potentially, and this is one of the stories that we didn't have time to jump on yesterday because chat about the dog disrespect as you do. But next bit of news is that PlayStation 5 could revive Xbox One's canned snap feature. This is actually 4 days old now. This came out at the end of last week, so we didn't have time to fit it on Friday. It actually came out after Friday's show. So we're going to put it on Monday's show, but obviously we had to push it back again. But the new Sony patent describes hip multitasking. PlayStation 5 could include a multitasking feature similar to Xbox One's hand snap mode. That's according to a new Sony Interactive Entertainment patent published this week, spotted by the Game Post, which describes a feature that allows users to display a sub-screen of content alongside a different type of main content. The feature described in the patent would allow players to simultaneously play a game whilst displaying a video in a separate picture-in-picture element. It would also allow players to share gameplay clips or change music tracks without being pulled out of the game they're playing. According to the patent, users would be able to change the layout of the subscreen to something reminiscent of Xbox One's former snap mode bar and switch between controlling each screen by pressing the PlayStation button. Microsoft included snap mode with Xbox One launch consoles as a method for users to watch a TV, or run an app side by side with a game, or vice versa. What are these assets? At least tell me what we're looking at. Okay, there we go. Drawings included in the Sony patent. The feature was eventually removed in 2017 to help improve OS speed, but also coincided with Xbox's steer away from positioning the console as a multimedia device. Although a glimpse of the PS5's boot sequence was teased during this month's PS5 reveal event, most of what is known about the console's menu system has come from interview comments and patents. In October 2019, PS5 system architect Mark Cherney claimed PS5 would feature a completely revamped interface, which would allow players to boot directly into multiplayer games and display joinable activities online in real time. Early this year, Sony filed a patent for direct gameplay, a likely PS5 feature that will allow players to jump into specific parts of the game straight from the console's home menu. The feature would allow users to launch directly into a multiplayer match, specific game chapter or mode directly from the operating system menu instead of having to boot a game and then progress through a series of menus. The patent suggested the feature could display dynamic content such as a trophy the player is trying to unlock or a friend's game activity and then boot them directly to the relevant content. Another patent uncovered this month suggested PS5 could use machine learning to provide not just dynamic menu options, but game hints based on players' actual gameplay. The patent describes a system which may determine that the user has been repeatedly attempting to overcome a challenge within a particular portion of the game and decide to provide hints for the current gameplay on the system menu. The system menu will also provide statistics and a video clip based on the user's previous gameplay session. Initial thoughts on the snap feature coming to PS5, Bib?
I think it could be cool if I'm playing a game and then I want to watch, like for instance, when I'm playing Pro Evo downstairs on my Master League, and I've got you on my tablet playing PUBG at the same time. If I could snap you into the top right hand corner, so I could play my game and watch you on PUBG at the same time, that would be cool. But this layout that's at the top of the article is pretty much what we've got from streaming on Twitch now. You have it's ugly as fuck. Like when you're streaming directly from your PlayStation, it is ugly. Like having the black bar down the right hand side, having you at the top, and then the chat coming through. It obviously serves a purpose, but it's plain text. It doesn't look great. Whereas they've made this look a hell of a lot better. with the coloured text, and everything just looks a bit more bright and vibrant rather than it just being like jet black with white writing. It just doesn't look appealing. The emojis don't come through properly and that. So yeah, I think this would look a hell of a lot better if they can use it and it's a bit more robust for your needs. So whether or not you are playing a game and you want to put something on Netflix in the top right hand corner or whatever, then you're having to be able to do that. It needs to be more than just bland. Uh, trying to think of a way of putting it so that it makes sense. Like what the image that we've got at the top of the screen is obviously from someone streaming onto Twitch. If it was able to use it for more than just one thing, like you're able to, like I said, put Netflix in the top right corner, so you're able to play and have it there. Because there is games where you don't have to pay that much attention. I'm not talking like battle royales or something like that. If you are just playing a football game or a racing game or whatever it may be, that you don't a racing game, you don't have to pay a bit more attention. Whatever the game is, and you don't have to pay that much attention. Like if you're playing a football game like Pro Evo or whatever, you can snap Netflix in the top right hand corner, or a podcast from Spotify or something to overlay over the top of it where you can listen and watch and do another thing at the same time. Then that would be cool. But yeah, I'm not. It's a nice thing to have. Will people use it all the time? Probably not. But if it's there, then at least you have the opportunity to be able to use it.
Pez Luke says, "What was Snap?" and then quickly goes, "Ignore the question. You answered it already." Haha. You're welcome. You're welcome. Asim says, "This was cool at the start, and I used it on Xbox One, but in the end, it just hindered either the TV watching or gameplay, and stopped using it. Personally, if I want to play a game, I want it full screen, not or same with Movie 2. Nothing more than a gimmick for Asim." And then Mad says, "Can it be used during streaming? I wonder on PS5." Fish says, "Could be cool for watching walkthroughs, etc." Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't like to watch things when I'm playing. I can't multitask anyway. So if I'm sat here working on this screen, but when I'm working, I'll put something like a PUBG stream on this screen. It's not because I can work and watch PUBG. It's to give me like white noise stuff that's just the same sort of noise throughout. And then if I need to stop for some inspiration, I can just jump into a stream and then jump straight back. Or whatever. It's certain streams, as long as it's not a story stream like I'm playing through The Last of Us. Sports streams, so quite often I'll have I don't know, Fish or a Precision or someone on stream. It's usually not Fish because he never fucking streams when I'm working, does he? Good. But yeah, maybe more likely to be a Precision stream or something I'll have on there as well while I'm working, because you kind of just you don't need to pay attention to it throughout, and that's fine because I don't need to pay attention to it. I'm doing my thing, and then I'm kind of ignoring that, and that's kind of the same when I'm playing a game. If I'm playing my game, I'm not really going to pay attention to a video bit, so I might as well just get rid of it because you just jeopardizing the quality of the game on a full screen to squash it down. And why bother? However, if it's going to be used for specific functions, like Fish said, for watching a walkthrough or something like that, yeah, I'm all on board for that because we've done that in the past. I remember last time I did it was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I wanted to find the double ender. That's what they said, the double bladed lightsaber. So I'm sat there playing through it, watching this video on my phone of where to go to find this bit, and then kind of do it. And if I could do that when I wanted in the screen, so bring it into a split screen, not too far away from what you're looking at right now on the screen, with us having split here, having the gameplay on one side, obviously not equally split gameplay, and then the video bit on the other side. I like that. So yeah, I can see it being useful, but it needs to be useful. Because I mean, well, Asim used a specific word. Was it Asim? Gimmick. There we go. Nothing more than a gimmick for me. It's very, very close to the realms of gimmicks, and that is probably why Xbox got rid of it, because the whole TV that I touched on then, that lost them a generation because that's a gimmick that people don't want in their video games. Having the ability to watch TV whilst you're playing a game, it's like I'm not watching TV. I'm playing my game. There's a reason why I'm playing the game and not watching TV. So get rid of any gimmickness and make it useful. Then yeah, I'm on board for that. I mean, it could be a case of, I don't know, maybe having the ability to see the face of someone you're playing with. Maybe doing like a video call, like a Discord call like this, whilst you're playing games as a co-op element. Maybe that's a way of social gaming. So that way you're adding to your gameplay element. If me and Bib are playing Fortnite or something, we're racking up the dubs as we always do. standard. I mean, like literally shitloads of them. But like,
Mm-hmm.
rather than just hearing him in my ears, but having him there and him seeing me. Maybe it's like that sort of element of social gaming. Maybe that's useful, but just doing it just to see other bits, I'm not so sure about. However, when we get further down into the article and start to touch on the other things that we've spoken about previously, like um, like the direct gameplay, jumping into the game, that's not a gimmick. That's fully useful. If you don't have to load up and see. Let's use. I mean, I've mentioned Pez already. Let's use Pez as an example. You turn it on, you get the loading in, you get the little wheelie sort of thing, then you get the Konami logo comes on screen and that goes off, and then you get the Pez logo with the whoosh. Then you press your start button and smash it. Then you get the loading screen comes up with Serge Gnabry or whatever on the screen, and then you press that, and then you get like the stuff, and you're clicking through all those, and then you get into My Club, and then you can start your game or something like that. Other than that, I'm just going straight into My Club from the menu. Obviously, we all want that, but the bit that was full on gimmick, which I'm not sold on, is PS5 can use machine learning to try give you hints. It's like, oh, you've died on that. How about doing this? I mean, when has that ever happened in a video game? Ever that has been useful to you? That's not just like, I mean, I think it was Jedi Fallen Order again. I was trying to do something and I died like 2 or 3 times. And it's like, do you want to turn the difficulty down and or skip this part of the game? And it's like, no, I want to do this. If I wanted to turn the difficulty down, then fine. I literally was stupid and died, and then I tried to do something else. Or it was like, say you've got a gap and you're like, can I jump that? So you try it knowing that you might die, and you go, oh, okay, maybe I wasn't sure. Maybe I just didn't do it properly. So you do it 2 or 3 times, and the game's like, hey, it looks like you're shit. Do you want to make it easier? And it's like, no, I'm just trying something. I've never had machine learning be useful, so that sounds like that could be a gimmick to me. So if it's good,
Yeah.
I'll take it back. I'm happy to eat humble pie, but please don't make it be something obtrusive, like something that like Microsoft's paperclip that jumps in and just pisses you off. Hey, it looks like you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to write a letter. Fuck off! No, I'm actually just writing "Bibby is a melon" on a piece of paper. Go away! I'm not trying to write a letter at all. Would you
Well,
prefer
it's
a
it's
nice
like
game of chess?
if you
uh,
had the hints and stuff like that popping through, you wouldn't want that, would you? Like if I'm playing Resident Evil or something like that and I'm stuck because I can't do a puzzle, you don't want the hint popping up saying you actually need to turn the safe knob, whatever it's called, the to 3 more to the left or something like that. You don't want that. You want to be able to figure it out on your own. So yeah, I imagine you should be able to turn the hints and stuff like that off from the start if you don't want them.
yeah, I mean it could be good, but AI in that sort of sense, just it's a long way to go. I mean, if that company that makes that walking dog robot thing that we've seen all over that a new video comes out, it's like this dog can now get up when it's being pushed over. If that works, I mean, that level of AI, yes, please. But if it's just going to pop up with
Yeah.
a hey, then I'm not so sure. Good morning, War Doctor. Hint:
Hi,
AI
hi, hi.
sucks. It does a little bit. It does. That's the point. Yeah, it's AI in the world is actually pretty advanced. AI through a video game dashboard is quite removed and guess worthy. So it's definitely there's definitely a huge level of artificial in that intelligence. So yeah, not for me. I mean, like I said, as for the clip, the snap should have said the snap feature. If anyone was late in, this is what we're talking about. The PS5's snap feature. So they've essentially taken the feature that Xbox had, having content next to your game on screen. They are doing something similar. So this is how they see it working. So there is the game, and you could have content going down the side, or you could have it popping in like that. So they're looking to have integrated content into your gameplay. So over or above, Skynet is coming, says Acid. No, when I get to the chopper and all that. Oh no, that was pretty. But anyway, yeah, if they can make it work, fine. If not, then it's just going to be unnecessary over the top cash, and that's what it was for Xbox because it was unnecessary over the top cash. Maybe they had plans for it, but they just couldn't do it. Another thing they said it was canned because it was making the OS load heavy and clunky. Maybe PlayStation can add it in now with all of new technology and make it a way that does actually work, that doesn't slow things down. But yeah, we will see. I mean, I said doesn't slow it down. If anyone's tried playing Warzone and then trying to get into the PlayStation Party menu, the OS suddenly feels clunky as hell then. So trying to do that whilst having a video play in the top corner, on a PS4 would absolutely shit itself. I mean, my PS4 shit itself the other day just playing PUBG. So trying to do that with some sort of overlay stuff, yeah, I'm not convinced. But anyway, let's move ahead. We've got a couple of stories left. Two that we'll just fly through because we're starting to get towards the end of the stream now. So the first story of the first of the two stories that we have left. Oh, this wasn't the one I was going to jump on, but let's jump on this one anyway. Is that Ubisoft Montreal will reportedly launch a futuristic battle royale FPS called Hyper Scape in July. Free-to-play game from Assassin's Creed and Rainbow Six Studio, said to enter beta next week, written by Tom Ivan once again for VGC. This time, just yesterday, Ubisoft Montreal is reportedly developing a fast-paced AAA battle royale called FPS called Hyper Space. Citing unnamed sources, esports consultant Rod Breslau said Ubisoft will begin testing the game, codenamed Prisma Dimensions, later today ahead of the launch of a closed beta next week. Set in a futuristic virtual world, the crossplay title will reportedly be released for PC on July the 12th ahead of its console launch later this year. And now, update! A teaser website for the project is now live ahead of a reveal scheduled for this Thursday, July the 2nd, whilst various content creators have begun posting about having played the game at a preview event. The original story continues. French publisher Ubisoft has confirmed plans to host an E3-style digital game showcase on July the 12th, the same day as Hyperspace is said to open beta. With more than 3,000 employees, Ubisoft Montreal bills itself as the largest game development studio in the world. It's the primary developer of the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six, and Watch Dogs series, among others. Ubisoft July event Ubisoft Forward will be the company's first fully digital conference and promises to include exclusive game news and product reveals. Games set for release during Ubisoft's current fiscal year ending March 2021 include this holiday's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, plus the previously delayed Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, and Rainbow Six Quarantine will all be available on current and next-gen consoles. So there you go. If you are an FPS / battle royale gamer, a futuristic battle royale called Hyperspace is due to be coming on July the 12th, same time as Ubisoft Forward conference, although there is more content due to be coming on Thursday, July the 2nd. So this Thursday, 2 days' time, should have a little bit more news on that. Wardock says, can't actually say I thoroughly enjoy any FPS at the moment. Do you play FPSs generally? Are you not into FPS at all, or are you just not enjoying any of the FPSs that are... fuck! Very Large Muscle says, if you could fuck one video game character, who and why? Not sure I'm going to answer that one, but thank you very much. Do you know what? We will purge that comment because... there you go. Thank you very Large Muscle. Fuck. Next up is... Where did we get to? Oh, yeah. So there you go. Hyperspace coming July the 12th. That was surreal. Yeah, exactly. It's bizarre. Hyperspace coming July the 12th. More updates in 2 days' time. If you're interested in more, then obviously we will have that when it comes. But for now, it has been leaked. People are starting to talk about it. There is a placeholder website. And that's that. And finally, I play most FPSs, but I can't say enjoy the current crop. You're not enjoying Warzone? Interesting. I genuinely do like Warzone at the moment. I obviously still play PUBG, even though it's technically a TPS / an FPS. What more can you expect from someone called Very Large Muscle? Exactly. So final story of the day. Very Large Muscle, thank you very much for the follow. Final story of the day, and this one is apparent to me because I've literally just watched The Last Dance, finished that this weekend. Ridiculously good for anyone that hasn't seen it, by the way. Written by Yin-Poole for Eurogamer, the creator of NBA Jam confesses that the Detroit Pistons, my God, Piston. I couldn't get the T in Detroit, and then he added it into Pistons at the end. Okay, let's start again. The creator of NBA Jam confesses that the Detroit Pistons were cheating against the Chicago Bulls all along. Bung out of order. Hey, tagline and a half. NBA Jam was one of my favourite games on the SNES. Its 2v2 over-the-top arcade basketball action fueled me during the mid-90s, and I loved playing against friends. Back then, NBA Jam felt like a fun, fair game of virtual basketball. It turns out that was not the case. At least, it was not the case when two specific teams played each other, and in one specific circumstance. In a fun video with Ars Technical below, NBA Jam designer and lead programmer Mark Turmel reveals the ugly truth. The Detroit Pistons would cheat against the Chicago Bulls. skip to 1944, jump straight to the anecdote. The video's not there, so we're not going to do that. Termel says that as a big Detroit Pistons fan, he slipped code into the game that would make the Chicago Bulls always miss if they took a shot on the buzzer. That's right, the Pistons could outright cheat, and the players had no idea. Making this game in Chicago during the height of the Michael Jordan era, there was a big rivalry, the Pistons and the Bulls, Turnell says. But the one way I could get back at the Bulls once they got over the hump was to affect their skills against the Pistons in NBA Jam. And so I put in a special code that if the Bulls were taking last-second shots against the Pistons, they would miss those shots. And so if you're ever playing the game, make sure you pick the Pistons over the Bulls. So there you have it, one long-running NBA Jam conspiracy theory turned out to be true after all. The full interview is well worth a watch, by the way. It runs through why NBA Jam launched without Michael Jordan in it, how the developers created the digitized players, and why the game had its iconic on-fire mode. Interesting. I'm not sure
Imagine
about
doing that nowadays.
I know, I'm not sure about that. What are your thoughts, babe?
I think it may have. Well, I don't know what the statute of limitations is on something like this, but imagine if someone came out and said that they did this in football games or any kind of sporting game now for you to purposely have the disadvantage. It's a slippery slope. That it's a good job NBA Jam isn't around anymore, isn't it?
That's literal scripting. Actual script. Asim says that they're scripting. Wardock says that I must be the only one sick of battle royales. But yeah, it's like that. I get that it came from a fun place, a Pistons fan, trying to get one up over the Bulls, but that is horrendous. I mean, to put that in as well, not only to put that in as something that can be patched out or whatever, or in an update or turned off, this was something that was put into a standalone cartridge game that doesn't then get an update ever because it's a cartridge for a console that has no way of going online. So you are buying a game that has literal scripting in it with the most successful team at the time that most people are going to want to use. That Detroit Pistons versus Chicago Bulls sort of rivalry. Once again, watch The Last Dance if you want to know anything about that. I knew nothing about that until last week. But that rivalry was huge. So you can guarantee that all the Bulls fans are going to be playing against Detroit Pistons. And you must, the amount of times that people will have just missed shots over the years, thinking, not realizing the game's like, nope, nope.
Yeah. Nope. You just think you may have done something a little bit wrong on it, wouldn't you? You've held it down for a little bit too long, the jump shot or whatever it'll be, and then
the pressure's just got to me. God, I've been hitting them all the way through the game, and I needed that last one, and I missed it. Oh, nah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I understand it, and absolute GGs for the attempt at absolutely shitting all over your enemies. But come on, you're not only shitting over your enemies. You're shitting over the fans of your game, people that are buying these games just to get a full NBA. Whilst it comes from a fun place, it's that's not good. That's bang out. It's bung out of order, as the tagline says from Wesley Yin-Poole. Not a fan of that. But then again, Wardock says FIFA does give you the disadvantage. So maybe the reason we find it fucking annoying is because there's constant conversations about scripting in today's world, and I mean they're always turned down. This is this the first time scripting has ever been confirmed in a malicious sort of way like that? Ooh.
I'd say so.
Anyway, let's
I
play.
don't think anyone else had the balls to be able to come out and say something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that it's a series that doesn't exist anymore, and from generations back, gives them a little bit of a buffer. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Anyway, join us tomorrow as me and Bib play NBA Jam, as I'm the Chicago Bulls. Oh, no, I'm Detroit Pistons versus his Chicago Bulls. There you go. But no, we are going to wrap things up. There you go. Final story of the day. Let me run through all of the headlines again for you, just in case you missed any of them. We opened up with Call of Duty Warzone is getting a limited time 200-player Battle Royale playlist today. So an extra 33% lobby size, which could be good. The new Harry Potter RPG, which still hasn't been confirmed, is reportedly on track for release in 2021. So take it with a pinch, but could have open world Harry Potter game coming next year. PS5 could revive Xbox One's canned snap feature, which we showed just a second ago, so you can have picture-in-picture kind of things going on. The creator of NBA Jam, as we've just said, confesses that the Detroit Pistons were cheating against Chicago Bulls all along due to some in-game scripting. And the other story that we covered was that Ubisoft Montreal will reportedly launch a futuristic battle royale FPS called Hyper Scape in July. So more news apparently is coming on Thursday. If you want a new game, this one, VR called Hyperscape, that will be either teased or fully revealed on Thursday with a view to it coming out alongside Ubisoft Forward on the 12th. So yeah, check them out. Check them out. Rock Pie says 1,000 years ago, people would rage about God scripting creation. God! Madge says, good fun as always this morning. Thank you very much, Madge. And Wardock says that RPG needs to be good. From the bits that we have seen, so Craig did give us, I said Craig, aka Gatekeeper TV, did give us this video. I don't know if you saw this when we showed this bit. So this is a video that was leaked last year from the game. So this is obviously going to be like alpha sort of footage. And if this is the case, then this looks pretty good already. The scenery, the sets, the movement, and everything. If that's the starting point, and it's still not arriving until next year, then it could be monumental. So if that is, then job's good. If not, then do you know what? Then we never saw that video, and we'll just price sell it to our Harry Potter dreams. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you very much, everyone, for dropping into the stream today. We're going to disappear as we usually do. We do the scoop each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish, though. So if you do want to come back for more, do what War Doctor just did and hit that follow button. You'll be notified when we go live. 10 a.m. ish each and every single weekday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we follow that with Masters of the League, our Pro Evolution Soccer career mode, where myself and Bibby are in charge of Ice Cream Uploads FC, full on green screen spectacular. So you want to be involved for that. Next episode of that is tomorrow. Tuesday and Thursday, we play a little bit of PUBG after the stream, which is what I'm going to do shortly. So we will end this broadcast, go offline, and I will jump back on with some PUBG. So if you want to stick around for that, feel free. You may see me pulling some absolute dodge faces like the one that Asim clipped the other day. I mean, it's up to you. But yes, we are going to disappear. But before we do that, Mr. Bib, is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes, of course. If there is any video game news that you have seen around the social media platform of your choice, then do feel free to get in contact with us. The best way to do so is by either clicking the links that Graham is so very nicely putting in the chat for us. You can catch us on all different types of social media, pretty much across them all with the same username, which is at Ice Cream Uploads. If you want to find myself on Twitter and add your thoughts and the article too, it's at We've Got Being and Graham's is Graham_day. We'll take your thoughts and impressions from that news article and then give our thoughts and impressions on the news article in the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m. Ish.
We can't emphasize the ish enough.
I mean, we clearly can't because Jordan didn't pick it up. It's 10:36 and they're not live. Ish. 10 a.m. ish.
Well, if you are in our Discord, you will be notified that we've gone live. And if you do, you need to follow us on all of our obviously social media platforms to find out when we are going live anyway. Because as soon as we do, we'll post a tweet.
Yeah. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Stay inside if you're in Manchester because it is brilliant out there. Looking at the weather outside, it's grey, it's miserable, it's cold, it's wet. But keep away from it all. Have yourselves a fantastic day and do exactly what Magic Man has just asked you all to do in the chat, and that is stay frosty.
Stay frosty.